AM 1220 KHTS HometownStation.com. I am typically your afternoon tea, but I am here now with Providence Medical Institute, and we're here talking to Laura Gallegos, who's here from Providence. She's the RN charge nurse, and we're going to learn a little bit about, one, what she does, and what the actual Providence Medical Institute here in Santa Clarita is like. Hello, Laura, and welcome to the studio.
Hey, T, how are you?
I am fine. All right, I do have some questions. First of all, charge nurse. Walk me through what a charge nurse is, what your education was to get to that place, and what you do for Providence Medical Institute.
Charge nurse is a nurse that takes in workflow, patient flow, administers medications to the patients, oversees verifications of medications. Also, we collaborate with the providers. Being a licensed nurse on the premises helps the liability of patient care. I am in charge of over 10 staff members there, so I, get to know them really well and oversee what they do.
So you're a chief cook and bottle washer.
I do my best.
Now, education-wise, tell me a little bit about first of all, what got you started in the medical field? What made you even interested in this?
Since I was probably 5, I've always wanted to be a nurse, and I followed that route. I became a medical assistant at the age of 18, and then I had a family and was married, and still am married, by the way. And after that, I decided this is not enough. I wanted to go back to school, but a lot of people said, you're too old, just stay where you're at. So that just made me even have that bigger drive to go forth.
And once upon a time, that was a thing. That was an actual thing where
nurses
people would,
yeah,
you were a certain age, and then you didn't do what now everyone just sort of takes for granted.
Correct. So I just went forth and I said, I'm going back to school. My husband supported me and my kids supported me, and I finally did it. I conquered it and became an RN, and then from that point on I continued.
What was that like for you going back a little bit older? Did you find it at first of all, the landscape, there probably weren't a lot of you in the classes. They were probably right out of high school and younger. So was the workload, and you didn't just have school, like what a lot of young people, they just have school and maybe a job. You had a family, you had a totally different environment to do this through.
Yeah, my lifestyle changed immensely. 4 kids at home, my husband being a firefighter wasn't home, so I felt like a single mom taking care of kids. I'd lock myself in the room and study. I just felt in my heart that this is what I need to do, I want to do, and I'm going to conquer it. And no matter what age you are, you could go out and do it. No. And I always tell my peers that too.
And how many years ago was this, if I can ask?
I got my RN license in 2008.
And so now you look back and you go, best thing ever.
What's best for me is that I could tell the MAs that I work with now, go forth. Don't wait like I did, but if you want to, that's fine. But I'm a big advocate of going back to school, no matter what age you are.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Your brain is still working. You just get out and do it. You might need a little more sleep here and there, and maybe
exactly.
an extra mug of tea, but you just do it.
Yeah, tea, coffee.
Yeah, just whatever it takes to get through that. Now,
Yes.
you said you knew you wanted to be a nurse. Did you have exposure to someone in your family? Did you have a medical experience when you were a kid and someone treated you kindly? What do you think planted that seed?
The seed was my father passing away when I was 17 and a half. And he passed away of a heart attack, and I never understood why or how. And how could something happen like that? I was too young for losing my father. So I started just looking into the medical field, and I learned, this is something I want to do.
And then you found taking care of people was
Right.
something that touched your...
Right, and this going through the cycle of life and your family and people that are sick, you want to be there for them and understand it. It was all about education. I wanted to learn more about it.
And now, as a charge nurse, in addition to the compassion and the science and the actual medicine of it all, is there the coordination of it and the fact that you are organizing people? Do you find that also is incredibly beneficial to what you do and exciting to your career?
Yes, I always say I'm evolving, because every day you're learning something new. You're learning how to organize. You're taking that superior role. Once I was an MA, now I'm above that, and I'm looking at them and overseeing what they do. It's just Every day is a learning experience for me, and I'm always looking for something else. So I might be back in school in 5 years.
Yeah, you just don't know. All right. I'm also going to take a moment and take a break here, just very quickly, to mention while I have the mic on. If you are traveling on the 14 North right now, there has been an accident at Golden Valley, and lanes are blocked due to this traffic collision. Again, 14 northbound at Golden Valley, lanes are blocked due to traffic collision. We do bring you traffic every 10 minutes from 3 to 7 during drive time. You can also keep up to date with what is going on traffic-wise if you follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and if you are part of our program where we have the text, we get, the KHTS texting, where the traffic alerts, you can be a part of that, where we will send any big incident to your cell phone. So if you want to sign up for that, you text KHTS traffic, one word, no space, to 90360, and what will happen is anytime there's a major accident, as is today, you will get a text. Standard text message rates do apply, but it's one way when we're not up on traffic every 10 minutes as we are in the morning drive time and the afternoon drive time. We will take care of that. We're speaking currently, that's the Providence Medical Institute. We're speaking with Laura Gallegos, who's a charge nurse at Providence. Now, where is your facility where you work from?
We're located in the Bridgeport Plaza. It's 24035 Newhall Ranch Road, so it's local.
And if people want more information on Providence Medical Institute, you can go to providencemedicalinstitute.org to learn more about it. Now, for the workload that you have as a charge nurse, do you ever, as a mentor perhaps to young nurses and the people that you work with, do you tell them, all right, if your career has been nurturing and dealing with patients and the science of the medicine, here's what you can expect in a different role from nursing in a charge nurse? How do you prepare them for that kind of change?
I make sure this is what they want to do. I have 3 MAs now that are going back to school to pursue their careers in the medical field as RNs or even PAs or doctors. I let them know that staying as a medical assistant, that's a great job, but keep going. Don't stop. I always tell them that, and so far I have 3 out the door. I'm going to miss them, but they're going forth.
You're doing what's right for them, not necessarily what's right for you.
That's correct.
It's like having a child, isn't it?
Yes, that's right.
Now, in the other question I have for your particular role in the clinic, where you are helping these other people as an educator, really, you're helping them with that next step. Medicine's always changing. It's never static. There's always something new. Do you find that it keeps you invigorated in the medical field to be where you are and to keep going, to keep learning?
Yes, most definitely, especially with medications. Every day I'm learning a new medication and what it's good for and what the adverse reactions are to those medications. So learning new medications, we're no longer writing on charts, we're going electronic.
I was going to say, how has technology helped you with that?
It's helped a lot. It helps with us understanding what the doctor's needs or wants are, because we're actually reading it on a computer, not with their signatures.
Right, and they do have traditionally the worst writing ever.
The worst. And I've dealt with that in the past when I was at MA. So right now,
no mistakes now.
No mistakes, shouldn't be, and a lot are lessened by the EMR system that we have today.
Now, have you found that with pharmaceuticals and with things that are changing like that, do you see more and more dovetailing of business and medicine, where there's so much more to learn about how, like you're saying, the medicines come in and how you're to distribute them, or it's ever evolving also, isn't it?
Right. We do an in-service with the staff monthly. So if there's something new or there's something that's recalled, we go over it so we don't have the mistakes or medications being given.
So communication is key.
Key. Definitely key.
All right. When we come back from the break, we're going to talk a little bit about the different people who are a part of the Providence Medical Institute. Again, they are located. Providence Medical Institute, Santa Clarita, is on Newhall Ranch Road, 24035. And if you'd like to learn more, it's providencemedicalinstitute.org. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back here on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. Here today, I'm T, normally your afternoon tea and your drive time 3 to 7, but I'm here with Providence Medical Institute today, and I'm talking with Laura Gallegos, who's the charge nurse, the RN charge nurse, or is that, what's the proper way to say that? RN charge nurse?
Resource nurse.
Resource nurse. And if you'd like to learn more about Providence Medical Institute, just go to providencemedicalinstitute.org. My question was, before we went to break, is can you tell me a little bit about who is in the facility there as far as doctors and staff members? Tell me a little bit about what a patient can expect when they, and who they can expect when they visit Providence Medical Institute.
Right now I have 2 PAs, which are physician assistants, Jessie Della O, who's been there with advanced medical care for quite a long time, and also Julie Middleton. She's been also with us over a few years now. I have 3 doctors. I have Dr. Bulgerbeck, who's in internal medicine, and I have Dr. Avname, who is newly with Providence. He's an osteopathic physician who's skilled in osteopathic manipulative medicine and musculoskeletal. And of course I have Dr. Penn, who has been in Santa Clarita since 1983. Worked with him when I was 18 years of age, and we reunited, and here I am again with him at the age of, we won't say.
It's impolite to ask even a nurse how old she is. Providence Medical Institute is one-stop shopping. If you are, first of all, no matter what your ailment is, what is happening, you can come in and someone there will be able to help you. And I would think also children, like this is also for the family?
Yes, it's family practice. It's internal medicine. We do have appointments, and we do have walk-ins. So it's considered an urgent care.
Okay.
So we're open 8 to 8, Monday through Friday, and then we're open weekends, 8:30 to 4. So we're open there for your convenience.
Can I tell you how exciting that is to me? I used to tell my kids all the time, you cannot get sick off of banker's hours because there's no doctor available to you on Saturday. You cannot get sick. And inevitably, that's when it always hit, Friday night, Friday after hours. So how very wonderful. Give me the hours one more time.
It's Monday through Friday, 8 to 8. And then Saturday and Sunday, 8:30 to 4.
It is so helpful because if you're someone who more or less works the traditional 9 to 5 job, the idea that someone can go before work, they can get there after work, and make appointments to make sure that they can be seen.
Right.
Now, collectively, those are a lot of years there. That's a lot of experience. Now, for the most part, you in addition to the doctors, an intern, osteopath, you can come in with sports injuries.
Correct.
You can come in with, again, as you say, as an urgent care or just for a regular checkup.
Yes.
I have a wonderful Viking who lives in my house who's not big on doctors, but he really needs a physical. So I could bring him in, make an appointment, and say I need him to be
Take care
seen.
of all the needs for everyone. We're trying to, alleviate the impaction of the hospitals and ERs. So that's why we have the extended hours, and we're right in the middle of Santa Clarita, so we accommodate all the families and people that live out here in this community.
And statistics have shown we're an aging community too. So here in Santa Clarita, we have a lot of families, a lot of young families with children, but we also have a population that as we get older, the idea that we have somewhere to go, that where we can find out what's wrong, it's nice to know you guys are there and you have such wonderful hours. Tell me a little bit, I know you've known Dr. Penn for quite a while. I'm curious about the relationship with the other staff members when you've come in and you've had the long-term relationship with Dr. Penn and the others. How does the working relationship when you're all together and you come from different worlds, really?
Right.
It's all
Yeah.
for the same cause, medicine and looking out for people and that compassion that brings you together. How is it for you working with the different worlds medically? What's that relationship like?
We have a strong relationship, and you have to remember all of us are there for one reason. We're all enjoying what we do. We wouldn't be there if we didn't. Foundation is patient care. We collaborate. I mean, we might not always agree on everything, but we collaborate, we get it done, and our priorities are patient care.
And do you find you're constantly learning from one another,
Always.
where the door opens and you because to be in the medical field, because it's constantly changing and forever evolving,
Right.
I would have to think that you bring things to the table, you bring things, is it the kind of workspace where information passes through one another, thought you might enjoy this, here's an article, this came in from one of the medical journals, is it that kind of collaborative process too?
Yes, we all bring up a new article that comes up, or a new medication or immunization that's out. We all talk about it. We look at the information. We talk about it to our patients. We make sure we know what we're saying before we talk to the patients. And I'm always going to all of these providers and asking them, give me more information if needed. They're my educators at this point, so I feel like I'm still learning.
And what a wonderful attitude for patients to know that the people taking care of them feel that way also. There's always something new to learn. There's always another corner to look around. And your patients have to have great respect and, I would believe, confidence in your staff that you each have come to the table with that kind of education and the mindset that you're constantly wanting to learn.
I think the patients see that. Return patients, you get to know them really well, and they understand you. They see that you're empathetic with them and you're there for them to listen to, and they adore all the providers that they see, because they don't only have to see one, they could see several. So,
Are they sometimes your best teachers?
yes, I think so.
They'll come in with a new question or a new observation, and
It's
they know
helpful.
them, themselves better than anybody.
That's one thing about working in Santa Clarita. It's a great community to work for, live in, and we all get to know each other really well.
Right, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about what are some of the things that you see in the future of medicine and in your own practice, and what you might be interested in. We're speaking with Laura Gallegos. She is the charge nurse at Providence Medical Institute. You can learn more by going to providencemedicalinstitute.org. You're here with your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. AM 1220 KHTS, your hometown station. This is T. I'm normally your afternoon drive time, Monday through Friday, 3 to 7. But today, I'm part of the Providence Medical Institute, where we are discussing patient care here in the Santa Clarita Valley. Providence Medical Institute is in Santa Clarita on Newhall Ranch Road. They are located 24035. If you're interested in learning more about them, providencemedicalinstitute.org. And I'm here with Laura Gallegos, who is the charge nurse at Providence Medical Institute. And before the break, one of the questions I wanted to see if we can answer is what you think is sort of the future, what you see coming down the pipeline as far as medicine is concerned, or patient care.
I see our urgent care expanding, and I see more patient flow due to the fact that I need the word out there that they could come to us versus going to the emergency room.
And you have everything that a patient would require. For example, is there a lab on site? Do you have, what kind of medical intervention do you have there?
Well, we do have a lab site. We have CLA that's located in our site, so if anybody needs a blood draw, it's in-house. We don't have to send them anywhere. Also, ultrasounds if needed, they're in-house. We have ultrasound tech that's there for your convenience.
Now, ultrasound, if someone is listening, it's more than just the thing that identifies whether the baby's a boy or a girl. This is something that is critically important for gallbladder. It's something when you're looking to see what's going on with the kidneys. There's a lot that can be determined with healthcare and what's going on with a patient with ultrasound.
Correct. It's like the first initial screening. So if we do see something on the ultrasound report, then we could go further and do an MRI elsewhere.
And
But-
for a lot of patients, that ultrasound, that's that first stop shop, where before you would have to go somewhere else, get an appointment, maybe wait a day, and here you have it in your facility.
Yeah, it helps the patients a lot because they want to come in, they want to get everything done and then leave, and then within 24 hours they have the results. And we keep the line of communication open with our patients. We call them daily. So I believe going in the future, more of these facilities or expansions for urgent cares.
And it's critically important because our hospitals can get overloaded, and a hospital doesn't always need to see everything. coming to something like Providence Medical Institute, if you have an issue, as we were talking during the break, shortness of breath, you don't want to fool around with that. Come over, see Providence Medical Institute, and you can go from there, rather than sitting in a waiting room and where at a hospital where, again, they need to be dealing with the big issues.
Right.
And this is patient care at its finest.
Right, and we also have a procedure room that we could take care of lacerations, and we have, we have what we need to take care of that patient. And if we need to transport them to the local hospitals, then we have that resource to do so.
And you have patients, as you've said before, long-term relationships. Return clients is, I think, what the phrase you use. And you develop nice relationships. This is the other thing. If you go to a hospital, and you get seen, you're kind of in, you're out, and you often get referred back to your own physician. Here you have patients that you've seen on repeat occasions and you can follow a trail. I was going to say paper trail, but it's an electronic trail now, isn't it?
Now. That's exactly right. We have that ability to do that and follow with the patient. And once they get to talking to you and you understand their condition, then you build a rapport with the patients. And it's personal. And you're not going to get that in the ER. You're going to get a different person each time. So I think the patients, they enjoy us. They enjoy the patient care that we give them.
Now, if we were going to speak to a young person who's perhaps listening and going to school, getting their general ed done, considering possibly entering into a medical field, what would your advice be? Because I know you're working with MAs now, you're working with staff in your own facility as charge nurse. What advice would you give them?
I would give them the advice to go forth in the hospital setting, build a foundation, learn as much as you can. If you love it, stay. If you want to branch out and do clinic work, it's a step down from the hospital. The hours are different. We have better hours. And it's not as intense what you're going to be getting through those double doors on an urgent basis.
And it's more relationship-driven being with Providence Medical Institute in a facility, I would think, like yours.
Right. And if you have the 5 years experience at least in a hospital, then you could go ahead and branch out to a clinic setting.
So far, you're happy with your experience there?
Yes, I'm very happy. Very happy to be at Providence.
So they've been good to you.
Yes, so far.
All right, good, yay,
Yes,
yay. We'll continue
yes.
that. Again, we're speaking with Laura Gallegos. She's with Providence Medical Institute. She's the charge nurse over there, so when you go, it's one of the friendliest faces you're going to see behind the doors when you go. They are located 24035 New Hall Ranch Road. You can learn more by going to providencemedicalinstitute.org. Laura, thank you for coming by today
Thank you. It
and
was a
talking
pleasure.
to us, and look forward to seeing you over at Providence Medical Institute soon.
Thank you.
This is your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS.